spectacular night for baseball here in Toronto. The roof is open at the Rogers Center as we get ready for the final road game of the season. It's the Blue Jays and the Angels. And while the West, you're still mathematically involved in it, all of a sudden the Angels have thrust themselves right into the chase of the American League wild card, 2.5 games back of the Boston Red Sox. As we welcome you inside the Rogers Center and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas along with my partner Mark Gubiza. Over the last 2 days, the Angels have gotten terrific pitching and timely hitting. And tonight, Mike Scioscia turns the ball over to Ervin Santana, trying to snap that 3-game losing streak.
Well, Victor, you know, Ervin Santana is the perfect guy to have on the hill against the Blue Jays, a guy with an outstanding slider. Back in Toronto, back on August the 12th, he had one of his best sliders of the season against this Jays lineup. A very aggressive lineup that jumps on the fastball, so you can get ahead with the fastball. You can finish off with that nasty slider. Went 9 innings, only allowed 1 earned run. He's been very effective throughout his career against the Jays. 6-4 with a solid ERA. Last 6 road starts, 5-1 with opponent's batting average under 150. Bottom line is, if he gets over there with that slider, his changeup on occasion, curveball, he has a good chance to be able to go deep in the ball game and give the Angels a chance to be able to win this series.
And that last 6 road starts numbers includes that last start against the Baltimore Orioles where he had struggled. The Angels offense over the last 2 games, 29 total hits. They will have their hands full tonight with a youngster, Henderson Alvarez, going for the Blue Jays. Sit back and relax. Lineups and first pitch when we return. But the cars speak for themselves, like the 2012 Sonata, 2012 Genesis. Visit your Southern California Hyundai dealer or mysocalhyundai.com today. And by CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. Fourth and final game between these two teams here at the Rogers Center. A little bit behind schedule. Henderson Alvarez, the starting pitcher for the Blue Jays, has just now arrived in the dugout. We think they will be taking the field momentarily. And we'll take a look at some of the things that we've been talking about of late, especially on Angels Live, the wild card race and the schedule that remains. The Halos after this one return home for 6 games, I should say. 3 against Oakland, 3 against Texas, the Rays. But they've got 6 at home against Toronto and the Yankees, while the Red Sox have 6 out on the road.
I mean, the bottom line is if the Angels play solid baseball and win their games, then all of a sudden you can look around and see which of these two teams have the advantage. Obviously, the Rays are at home, but they have the Yankees to take care of it. And, of course, this Toronto team that can score runs. Baltimore has been very, very good against the good teams, working their way towards the playoffs of late. So it's going to be a difficult task for the Red Sox in Baltimore. And, of course, they always love to go to Yankee Stadium.
The Halos have an opportunity not only to gain ground at the wild card, but also pick up a full game in the American League West. Texas lost to the Oakland Athletics today by the final of 4-3. Oakland coming from behind in that one after blowing the game last night. So the Angels with an opportunity to go into that weekend series against the A's tomorrow at 4 games back and 2 back in the wild card. But it all boils down to a victory tonight. That's what the Angels need. And it's the lineup that Mike Scioscia is running out there tonight. The Halos at 15 games over 500. Have Eric Ibar leading things off at shortstop. Howie Kendrick at second base. Bobby Abreu, after a rough night last night, back in the lineup at DH. Torrey Hunter, the cleanup hitter in right field. Mark Trumbo at first. Alberto Callasco at third base. Vernon Wells in left. Peter Borges has had a very good 2 games of late. And Bob Wilson will bat ninth and do the catching, taking on the 21-year-old from Valencia, Venezuela, by the name of Henderson Alvarez.
Henderson Alvarez, a guy with a very good sinking hard fastball, 92-97 range, lives downstairs as far as the fastball. Good slurve, a combination slider, curveball, and changeup. Doesn't walk many batters. You can see only 8 walks in almost 50 innings pitched. So he's around the strike zone. Even in the minor leagues, 405 innings pitched, only 78 walks. That's less than 2 walks per 9 innings. So he's going to be around the strike zone.
Take a look at the defense behind Alvarez tonight. You've got Thames at left, Rasmussen center, Lowe in right. In the infield, it's Encarnacion, McCoy, Johnson, and Lynn from third to first. And Molina doing the catching for the first time in this series.
And Adam Malone out in right field has a strong arm, but still getting acclimated to that position. Was a pitcher for 3 seasons in the big leagues with Baltimore, so he's a guy that has a very good arm, but you wonder about his range in the outfield as he tries to get reads off the bat. Should be a big thing as far as Dino Evil taking the chance and advanced base runners against him.
Eric Ibar set to lead things off here. A 2-for-4 game last night, hitting .282 on the year, 10 home runs and 59 runs batted in. Career high 33 doubles, 8 triples. And batting from the left side, Encarnacion, a third baseman, playing in, guarding against the bunt. Ibar looks at a fastball for a strike. Eric 4 for 11 in this series, with a couple of doubles. The 0-1 pitch outside, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Alvarez this year just 49 2/3 big league innings, 50 hits allowed, 30 strikeouts and 8 walks. Around the plate, foul back, and it's 1-2. Signed as a 16-year-old from Venezuela back in 2006. Started this year at A-ball, Dunedin. 2 starts in the Florida State League. Spent most of the season at Double-A New Hampshire with an 8-6 record and a 2.86 ERA and an appearance in the Futures game in Phoenix. Ibar takes downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
One little similarity between him and his windup and King Felix up in Seattle. Good balance, body turn, be able to work downhill.
Two. Ibar chops it on the ground on the right side. Kelly Johnson to his left. And Ibar is retired for the first down. Let's take a look at our Hyundai key to the game for tonight.
A little Metallica for you tonight, Victor. Nothing else matters. What bottom line is for the Angels, it's about winning this ball game tonight. You have a chance to pick up a half a game on Boston. Yes, you're looking over to see how the Rays are doing. The bottom line is you look at who's in front of you, and that's the Boston Red Sox. So winning this game is all that matters for the Halos.
Howie Kendrick at the plate after having a night off last night. He promptly takes a breaking pitch for a strike. Howie had a 2-for-4 game on Tuesday night, including a double and an RBI. A .290 average. 18 home runs, 62 runs batted in, with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lined into center field, a base hit. Howie turning that fastball right around, and a man on board here with 1 out of the first, and Abreu coming up.
He's got that fastball up in the strike, so when it's up, doesn't have that type of movement he wants to have down in the strikes, and as far as that sinker, so it becomes a hittable pitch.
Got the crew chief Tim McClellan behind the plate tonight. Marvin Hudson at first, Brian Runge at second, and Ted Barrett, who was behind the dish last night, is over at third. Here's Bobby, 0 for 5 last night with 4 strikeouts. Swinging first pitch, dribbles one up the first base line. Alvarez throws on to first, and Abreu is a relatively easy out here for the second out of the first as Kendrick advances into scoring position.
Well, that's a pretty good play by Alvarez. That's a difficult throw. You have a guy running down the line. You feel the ball as your momentum takes you into foul territory and still make a quality throw to land at first base. Not an easy play. See that, able to feel the ball, got himself in throwing position, was able to throw outside the bag to Lynn to be able to make the play.
So 2 outs now. Kendrick at second base. Here's Torrey Hunter. Torrey looks at a fastball inside. There was a last-minute change to the umpiring rotation. Vic Carapazza is the third base umpire. No Ted Barrett tonight. Torrey had a 1 for 5 game, including a double. His 22nd last night. Chops this one over to third. Encarnacion lays back on it. Throws across, low throw, but had that long hop. And it gave Lind an opportunity to field it cleanly. We head to the bottom of the first. McCoy, Thames, and Bautista to face Urban Santana in a scoreless tie. 8 and 77 with the loss last night. Mike McCoy leading things off at shortstop. Eric Thames is the left fielder. Jose Bautista will serve as the DH tonight. Adam Lynn back at first base. Edwin Encarnacion is over at third. Kelly Johnson, the second baseman. Colby Rasmus in center field. Jose Molina gets his first start of the series behind the plate. And Adam Lowen gets his first action out in the outfield in this series. He'll bat ninth and play right, taking on Urban Santana, looking to even up his record and looking for win number 12.
6-4 in his career against the Jays. 1-1 this season alone with an ERA 2.12, including a 9-inning masterpiece here in Toronto, which he only gave up 1 earned run in his 7 innings. 9 innings, I should say.
6 strikeouts, 2 walks in that start against the Blue Jays, but has lost the last 3 starts for him. Last one at Baltimore with 7 innings, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits as McCoy looks at a fastball for a strike. Irvin over the last 3 starts, 9 walks for him. And if you go back even 1 more start, 16 walks over the last 4 starts. Remember, he had that 7-walk game at Safeco Field on September the 1st, but he also picked up the win in that game. McCoy takes outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. The shortstop 0 for 4 last night, hitting .212 with a home run and 9 runs batted in. Loops this one out towards shallow center field. Borges is going to play it on a bounce. A leadoff base hit for McCoy. And we'll take a look at the defense for the Angels behind Irvin. Vernon Wells in left, Peter Borges in center, Torrey Hunter is in right field. In the infield, it's Alberto Callaspo, Eric Ibar, Howie Kendrick, and Mark Trumbo around from third to first. And Bobby Wilson behind the dish.
And Vernon Wells out in left field with Urban Santana on the hill. Although he has been getting some ground balls of late, should be active as far as fly balls at the left, especially off the left-handed batters. They tried to sink that fastball away.
Eric Thames the batter. And Urban falls behind at 1 ball, no strikes.
McCoy, good speed at first base, 9 stolen bases in 11 attempts.
Pretty good lead from McCoy at first. And Urban will check in on him. Thames had a 1 for 4 game yesterday, including his 11th home run of the season. Solo shot. 34 runs batted in for him. He also had a shot that went back up the middle off the wrist, left wrist of Dan Herod. And Dan's last batter faced. Ended up going for an out. Herod with a bruised wrist. No structural damage. McCoy takes off. Thames bounces it towards second. Howie's got it. Fires on to first. And there's out number 1 as McCoy advances into scoring position.
McCoy had a pretty good jump. Urban's allowed 27 stolen bases in 32 attempts. Ground ball off the end of the bat. Howie's able to make the play, but McCoy's in scoring position with Jose Bautista up here now. A very dangerous hitter.
Bautista the DH tonight. 1 for 4 game yesterday. Was a base hit to center field. .301 average, 42 home runs, and 100 runs batted in. Promptly looks at a strike. Holds the hands up high, crowds the plate. Breaking pitches down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bautista with that stance, almost begging you to throw him inside as he's trying to get that plate coverage on the outside part of the plate, but extremely quick hands on that inside fastball when he is going good. That pitch is up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's super quick on that fastball inside. Majority of his home runs are going to be to left center field because of the ability to get his hands through the baseball. But when he's struggling, he starts looking away on the sliders and fastballs. That's when he becomes susceptible to fastballs in.
Just off the plate. Irvin's behind in the count at 3 balls and 1 strike. McCoy leading things off with a bloop single to center, advancing to second on the ground out by Thames. Pickoff attempt. McCoy back in there. Adam Lynn, the first baseman, is on deck. And he walked him. So 2 on with 1 out, and Lynn coming up. A lot larger crowd tonight than we have in any of the previous 3 games. It's the last home game of the year for Toronto. They head down to Tampa for 3 beginning tomorrow, and then they finish their season against the Chicago White Sox next week. They lost their third baseman yesterday during batting practice, Brett Laurie, fracturing his right middle finger. Now for the rest of the year. As Lynn looks at a strike on the outside corner. A 1-for-3 game for Lynn last night as a first baseman. 256 on the year, 26 home runs and 86 runs batted in. Just 16 doubles, no triples. Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. And it's 0-2.
Well, that was a nice pitch by Irvin there. And even though we're early in the ballgame here, this is the bottom of the first. These are the type of games in which the momentum could be a huge difference during the course of this game. You're facing a guy you never faced before in Alvarez. And, of course, with this team, the Jays, and their ability to score runs, if Irvin get a double play, get through the inning, momentum shifts to the Angels.
Another breaking pitch, trying to get him to chase. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fourteen pitches thrown by Santana. 8 balls, 6 strikes. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Down goes Lynn. 2 away.
And mindset is you're not through the inning for Irvin. Still have to make some quality pitches. That's a nasty one right here. Very good slider down and in. That's the pitch you want to throw against a left-handed batter, especially since you've worked ahead of the count. You can afford to throw a pitch in that back leg on a slider. Very difficult for a left-handed hitter to make contact with.
Here's Edwin Encarnacion, the third baseman. It's a pitch down to the dirt, blocked by Wilson. Runners do not advance. 1 ball, no strikes.
Nice job by Bobby to keep that baseball in front again. When a slider hits the dirt, you're going to have a different type of spin. That's why it's important as a catcher to get that body in front and smother, get it off the chest protector. That way the baseball will stay in front of you instead of going left or right.
Encarnacion chops this one foul off his foot. Trickles out in front of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Encarnacion getting a chance to go back to his regular third base position with Laurie on the shelf the rest of the way. Had been playing some first base. He had a 1-for-4 game last night as well. 1-1 pitch. Outside, smothered by Wilson. 2 balls and a strike. There's Laurie. Just fielding ground balls during BP. Got one right off that middle finger. Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Tim McClellan has been around a long time. He is one of the most deliberate.
Yeah, they're always scary out there, especially when you think you hit your spot. You're waiting for that strike to be called. Now, a hitter can hear them. On the mound, it takes a while before you determine if it's going to be a strike or not.
It's a pitch you'd like to get Encarnacion on so you don't go to 3-2. Get the runners a little bit of a head start. McCoy standing at second and Bautista at first. Still in the bottom of the first with no score. 2 outs. 2-2 is outside. Full count.
Urban pulling that shoulder open just enough where that slider is not close enough where Encarnacion is going to swing at it. You got to keep that front shoulder, which is a very important pitch if you're a pitcher, as far as keeping that shoulder in line to be able to snap the slider and make it a pitch to where a hitter can swing at it.
Runners going. A 3-2 is outside. They're loaded up for Kelly Johnson. Second walk of the inning. And again, we pointed out a lot of walks for Urban Santana of late.
And the importance for him to keep that front shoulder in. There it's open, and it's flying open already, and the glove's out. You want to keep that in there just a little bit, just a fraction longer. That way you can hit the spot, whether it's the outside corner with the fastball or the slider on that plane.
Fastball, a strike on Johnson. He's had a nice series. 2 for 3 yesterday with a couple of doubles. 270 as a member of the Blue Jays. Started the season with the Diamondbacks. Down to the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. John McDonald and Aaron Hill being sent from the Blue Jays to Arizona for Johnson. Bases full of Jays here in the first inning. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch almost got him to chase again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. At 25 pitches now for Santana.
And 14 of them out of the strike zone. At 2-2, you still have options. You can go with a slider or a fastball. 3-2, you're forced to commit a fastball.
2-2. Breaky pitch, foul back. Johnson's been very good with the bases loaded this year. 3 for 6 with a couple of grand slams. Mentioned the 2 hits he had last night. Had 2 hits Tuesday night. Six total hits in this series. Quick conversation by Wilson and Santana. McCoy, Bautista, and Encarnacion around the bases for Toronto from third to first. 2-2. Just got it off the end of the bat, fouled it back. Johnson takes a fastball for a called strike. 3 down he goes, and the Blue Jays leave him loaded. 1 complete, and we're still scoreless. Bunch of lunch buffet now. Go to Shakey's.com to enter and get more information. Multiple winners will be drawn every day, and by your local Mazda dealers. Top of the second, a very eventful bottom of the first, but Urban Santana survived, leaving the bases loaded, striking out Kelly Johnson. And here in the second, it'll be Mark Trumbo leading things off against Henderson Alvarez, who had a chance to sit in the dugout for a little while. Trumbo takes the fastball down and away. It'll be Trumbo, Callaspo, and Wells here in the second.
Well, that was a great pitch by Santana. Fastball right at the knees.
Kelly Johnson was arguing about it, didn't like the call. Question is, I'd like to know where Johnson thought that pitch was. And that's a fastball that split the heart of the plate.
I think when it came down to it, Johnson, this was it in the thought process of so many sliders in a row. That's what he was looking for. Perfect spot.
2-0 pitch. Inside, 3 balls and no strikes. Alvarez gave up a base hit to Howie Kendrick in the first inning. And with Howie standing at second base, got Torrey Hunter to ground out to finish the top of the first. Trumbo looks at a strike on the inside corner, 3-1. Mark a 1-for-5 game yesterday. It was his 31st double of the year. Scored a run.
Well, if you're Mark, you got to be looking fastball right here.
3-1. Gets the fastball, chops it toward the middle. Kelly Johnson to his right was shading Trumbo toward the middle. Lind apparently kept the foot on the bag as Marvin Hudson makes the call. One away.
Well, right back up the middle. Johnson was shading him up the middle, but makes a strong throw. Well, it looked like Adam Lind may have pulled his foot off, but it's in the neighborhood as he's stretching out. Might have been able to keep the toe on the base.
Callaspo takes outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Alberto with a couple of base hits late in the game last night. The Angels racking out 14 hits in a 7-2 victory. The night before, 15 hits in the 10-6 win. And Callaspo lines one out to deep right field. Back is Lowen at the track. Gone. Big fly for Alberto Callaspo. And the Angels have a 1-0 lead.
Boy, did Callaspo turn on that pitch. 6th home run, 46th RBI of the season. Talk about momentum shift. Urban Santana makes a good pitch, gets through the inning. Alvarez gets a fastball up in the strike zone. Boy, right down the heart of the plate, about a little bit above belt high. No doubt about it. Callaspo knew he squared that one up. Seen Alvarez make 2 pitches so far that were up in the zone, and both times have been hit hard. Base hit by Howie, home run by Callaspo.
Vernon looks at a strike. Gooby pointed out the 6th home run of the year for Callaspo, the 151st by the Angels, as Vernon pops this one up. Middle of the infield, Adam Lind coming on. Edwin Encarnacion will stand there and watch Lind make the catch for out number 2.
First out recorded in the air for Alvarez. He's gotten 4 ground ball outs before that pop-up. He's 2-to-1 ratio as far as ground ball outs is compared to fly ball outs. So he lives down in the strike zone, but when you get him to elevate the fastball up, it straightens out and becomes very hittable.
Here's Peter Borges. So 2 incredible games after a long stretch in which he couldn't buy a hit. Last night ended up going 3 for 4, double shy of the cycle, single, triple, and a home run. Trying to hold up but couldn't. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Peter had a 3 for 5 game Tuesday night. That was as a leadoff man. A couple of singles and a double in that one. Swinging through the fastball there, and it's 1-2. The average at 272, 12 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Looks at a fastball, it just missed off the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Down goes Borges. That will end the inning, but the Angels strike first, and Alberto Callaspo's 6th of the year. We head to the bottom of the 2nd. The Angels up 1-0. Kobe Rasmus to lead things off here for the Blue Jays in the bottom of the 2nd. The Angels with a 1-0 lead. 28 pitches thrown by Santana in the first. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. Facing Rasmus, Molina, and Lowen. First pitch swinging is Rasmus. Lifts this one in the air to center. Out number 1, Santana and Wilson having a quick conversation.
See, that's what it's all about, though. First pitch strike, get an out with it. That's huge for Urban Santana after that tough bottom of the first inning, get a quick out.
Jose Molina will step to the plate now. Molina hitting .291 this year. 3 home runs, 15 runs batted in. Jose playing in his 52nd game. J.P. Arancibia getting the bulk of the duty behind the plate. Slider outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, the open stance for Jose Molina then closes up as the pitches come in. He's still looking for the inner half.
Vernon has to jump up at the last minute to make the catch on that liner. 2 outs.
Always felt when somebody had an open stance like that, they're going to close it up when the pitch is being made. But if you can still hit the outside corner, I don't think they have that much coverage on the outer part of the plate.
No.
Still, you're opening up. You're still looking inner half. Who's the other Blue Jay? But Batista used to be that way?
Tony Batista.
Yes. Big time open
stance. He had
stance.
that weird, the hands, where he held the hands almost near his chest with a wide open stance from the right side.
Well, he was super quick inside, though, but he was really susceptible to either a curve or slider, or even fastball on the outside corner.
Lowen looks at a strike, and it's 1-1. Lowen 0 for 4. He was the DH a couple of nights ago.
Nice changeup for Urban. Important pitch for him to establish early in the game. That way you don't have to look for that pitch later on, because that's a field pitch, the changeup.
Slider down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, Tony Batista had I thought he had a 40 homer season. 41 home runs for the Blue Jays in 2000. 114 runs batted in.
Yeah, he can hit a majestic home run to left field.
2-2 grounded towards second, and Howie with a diving stop gets up, fires to first, and Lowen is retired, and Urban has himself a 1-2-3 second. 2 in the books. Angels up 1-0. Second, Henderson Alvarez to face 9-1-2. Bobby Wilson, Eric Einbar, and Howie Kendrick. Wilson swinging first pitch. Lines went out toward left center field. Rasmus giving chase. Still going back there. Leaps up and makes the catch. Nice play by Rasmus at tracking it down. Allowed out for Bobby Wilson the first here in the third.
Well, we've seen the baseball carry really well here at Rogers Center. Another fastball that's up. Well, that's got to be the game plan against Alvarez. Bring the fastball up. Becomes very hittable. Wait, the last second, Rasmus leaps up and makes a nice play in left center field.
Well, the roof is open tonight. I'm talking to several of the Angels guys as well as coaches. They believe that the ball carries a little bit more with the roof open here. Ibar taking a strike. It is just absolutely perfect weather for baseball. A couple of days of rain, a couple perfect days. 0-1 rolled foul, and it's no balls, 2 strikes.
Well, it seems like we've been up here for quite a while, up in Toronto.
What's that?
Seemed like we've been up here for a little bit of time. It's been great. Mentioned 2 perfect days of weather. A little bit of rain, the other couple, but perfect time up here in Toronto.
Little chopper toward the middle. McCoy from behind the bag fires to first, and Ibar is the second out here in the third. Fans, the last Wells Fargo Big Bang Friday is
it Friday?
It's Friday tomorrow.
No way.
When the Angels take on the Oakland A's at 7:05. Purchase your tickets at the Angel Stadium ticket office or online at angels.com.
You serious?
Yeah.
Big Bang Friday fireworks is on Friday.
It is. I believe it's been that way all season long. Howie Kendrick looks at a strike. Howie with a base hit to center field in the first inning. So he's 1 for 1. Stranded in scoring position. One thing about Alvarez, he works very quickly. Delivers a strike on the outside corner. It's 1-2. Alvarez picking up his first major league win on August 31st against the Orioles. Went 8 innings in that one, allowing just 3 hits. Howie tries to inside out that one. Fouls it off to the right. It's still and a ball and 2 strikes. Coming off a start at which he gave up 5 runs, all earned on 9 hits and 6 innings against the Yankees on the 17th. Speaking of the Yankees, they are trailing to the Tampa Bay Rays early in that one. The 1-2. Chopper off the plate, up the third base line, and Encarnacion's going to let it roll foul. That game at Yankee Stadium, just in the bottom of the second, 5-0 Rays. Boston is idle tonight. They will begin a 3-game set against the Yankees at Yankee Stadium tomorrow night.
And as usual, the Yankees would love to beat up on the Red Sox.
Well, to quote Russell Martin today, quote, "I hate the Red Sox," close quote. Howie shoots one to right field, low and going back on this one, and the big man will track it down as the Angels go down in order for the first time tonight. We hit the bottom of the third, still 1-0 Halos. So McCoy, Thames, and Bautista. It's Irvin Santana, who settled down nicely in the second inning, having a 1-2-3 frame. Throwing 28 pitches in that first inning. McCoy started that first inning with a bloop single to center. He was eventually stranded at third. He tries a push spot here. Irvin will take it and flip a underhand to Mark Trumbo for out number 1. Second straight inning, 1 pitch and 1 out.
Always works to Irvin's benefit when he can go towards first base and field the ball. He can do that underhand throw easily.
Irvin putting on a showcase on how to play hot potato. He wanted no part of that baseball. He got rid of it as quickly as possible.
No doubt. He's like, I got to get rid of this. This is a good opportunity. We've seen him try to flip underhand from the mound before.
Eric Thames, the batter, takes a strike. 0 for 1, grounded out to Howie Kendrick in the first. Thames hits one out toward left, playable for Wells. 2 outs. Fans, the Angels Division Series tickets are on sale now. Tickets are only available at angels.com or by calling 800-745-3000. Be sure to sign up for future postseason pre-sales by becoming an Angels insider at angels.com/postseason. Here's Jose Bautista, drew a walk in the first inning. Lays off the slider, and it snowballs at a strike. Got jammed, still hits this one out toward right center field and off the top of the wall. A double for Jose Bautista on a ball that didn't seem as if he squared up. That's how strong he is. He picks up his 24th double of the season.
And that baseball is a straightaway center field. See if he almost looked like he got off the end of the bat, but still that type of power that he has.
And with the carry, with the roof open, almost ties this game up, so he's in scoring position. First extra base hit of the series for him. Adam Lynn, the batter. He was a strikeout victim in the first. The 1-0. Tapper foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. That double by Bautista, the second hit for Toronto tonight. The other being the base hit by McCoy, leading off the first. Halos haven't shifted around a whole lot defensively with any of the guys in this lineup for Toronto. Outfield pretty much straight up. Lynn with very good power. And Vernon in a very good position in left field to hear the chants of Vernon from the fans out there as Lynn pulls one to the right side. Trumbo with a dive to the backhand, flips on to Santana. That will end the inning. No runs, a 2-out double by Bautista, but he's stranded in scoring position. Through 3, still 1-0 Angels. Who has the most triples in Angels history?
Well, that's a tough one.
Halos up by the score of 1-0 here in the 4th. Abreu, Hunter, and Trumbo. Bobby 0 for 1. He grounded out. Back to the pitcher. Little dribbler up the first base line. Looks at a strike on the outside corner. That one caught the inside corner of the fastball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes. Alvarez with 1 strikeout, no walks, and 2 hits allowed. Breaking ball down low. A 1-2 count.
Boy, Bobby just trying to get a feel at the plate right now. Looking in, looking away. Going to go fastball in.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Mentioned that win that Alvarez picked up on August 31st. Became the youngest Blue Jay to earn a victory since Kelvin Escobar in '97. Youngest Blue Jay starter since Phil Huffman in '79. This one looped out toward right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. Rasmus over to cut it off. He'll hold Abreu to a leadoff single.
Well, that's a mistake made by Alvarez and Jose Molina. Changeup. As Bobby's was gearing up, trying to catch up to a fastball, was able to keep his hands back long enough to punch that changeup into the outfield. Well, if that's a fastball with that type of moving away, it's going to be difficult for Bobby to put that ball in play. Instead, did a nice job of keeping his hands through, gets a base hit.
Leadoff man on board for the Angels for the first time tonight. Here's Torrey Hunter. Takes a strike. Hunter's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third. Alvarez just 21 years of age, and at the time of that win, 21 years, 135 days. Getting some big league experience. A quick move and a shot put throw to first.
He's allowed just 1 stolen base in 2 attempts. Pretty quick to the plate.
0-1 pitch. Downstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Anytime you have a sinker ball pitcher on the mound, you're more apt to put a hit and run on because you just trust the hitter to be able to put that ball on the ground if indeed you put the hit and run on.
1-1 pitch. 1-2 now. Alberto Teoscar putting the Angels on the board with his 6th home run. That came with 1 out in the 2nd. Molina sets up outside. And Torrey lifts one in the air to right. Low and breaks back. Now comes in. 1 out. And Abreu stays at first. So here comes Mark Trumbo. Bounced one up the middle where Kelly Johnson made a nice play on behind the bag at second. So Mark is 0 for 1. 1 ball, no strikes here on Mark Trumbo. 29 home runs, 87 runs batted in, 31 doubles, 1 triple. A .487 slugging percentage. The on-base percentage just below 300. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Dino flashing his sides with Abreu over at first base. Bobby with a leadoff base hit. Torrey with a fly ball to right. That game in New York at 7-0 Rays in the 3rd. Trumbo chops it foul. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bartolo Colon got the start for the Yankees in that one. He's given up 7 runs, 5 earned in 2 1/3.
Always a difficult task to get back out on the field after celebrating and winning a division after the 2nd game yesterday. Try to refocus. Certainly doesn't look like it's the case for the Yankees early in the game against the Rays.
Lefty phenom Matt Moore going for the Rays. 1-2 outside. The breaking pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two outside, a full count.
I think Bobby Abreu is going to be going here 3-2 with 1 out. A couple breaking balls in a row. Looks like he's going to get a fastball now. Tough time commanding the strike zone with his slider.
Bobby doesn't go, and Trumbo strikes out swinging. 2 outs.
And now it's time for a Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Alberto Callaspo back in the 2nd inning gets a high fastball and turns on, no doubt about it. 6th home run of the season, 7th home run that Alvarez has allowed in a little over 53 innings pitched.
Steps up here with Abreu still at first base. The first pitch, a strike. Home run by Alberto, one of 3 hits for the Angels tonight. Single by Kendrick in the first, the home run by Alberto. The leadoff single by Abreu. One ball, 1 strike. Alvarez at 53 pitches, 34 strikes, and that's basically what we said that he would be doing, throwing a lot of strikes. Having averaged just 1 walk per start. As Callaspo lines one to center, Rasmus now comes in a couple steps, makes the catch. That's a leadoff single by Abreu, who is stranded at first. We hit the bottom of the 4th, still 1-0 Angels. California Ford dealer. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And buy Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax at participating restaurants. Everybody, Encarnacion leading things off for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 4th. 1-0 Angels. Santana's first pitch outside for ball 1. Encarnacion drew a walk in the first inning. No official at bat for him. Irvin falls behind at 2 balls and no strikes. Encarnacion, the team leader at doubles for the Blue Jays with 35. Career high for him. As Irvin promptly falls behind at 3-0. Encarnacion's previous career high in doubles, 33. And he's just gotten rid of the shin guard before the 3-0 pitch. 3-1. Better hope he doesn't get a sinker down and in.
Irvin's got pretty good movement on that fastball.
This one grounded sharply to short. Ibar's got it. One away. Let's go back to our AT&T trivia question. Who has the most triples in Angels history? You gonna guess? Like Gary Pettis or something?
That's what I was thinking. Pettis or
Jim Fregosi.
Jim Fregosi.
Never would have guessed it.
No, I would have thought Devo, Von White maybe.
But then again, I've seen more of today's Jim Fregosi than that of yesteryear. Never would have pictured him as a triples machine. Kelly Johnson takes down low for ball one.
He's also the manager of the Phillies here. And Joe Carter, the walk-off game-winning home run in that World Series against the Jays. Not that I remember that.
No. Man, that had to have been the coolest, even to this day, feeling ever. A walk-off World Series home run.
Yeah, Joe Carter jumped about a mile in the air after he hit that home run. A couple high jumps. He was slam dunking at will.
Three balls and a strike. Home run off Mitch Williams.
Little slide piece down and in.
Johnson works the walk. Third issued by Santana. Comes with one out here in the fourth. The Blue Jays had some unbelievable teams back in those days. Back-to-back championships in '92 and '93.
Yeah, they were a tough team because they had power, they had speed, they had great defense. They always had power arms out of their bullpen. Not a lot of fun to face those teams.
They might be going back to their old logo, their original logo. Getting rid of the dark colors that they've been currently wearing. A ball and no strikes on Colby Rasmus, who swung at the very first pitch he saw in the second. He did a fly ball to center. There's that logo. That's the rumor. One ball, one strike.
Could be the 20th anniversary of that '92 team then. Next year.
It would only make sense that they get back to some sort of red in their uniforms. You know, they wear those red jerseys on Canada Day, which we get to experience next year here.
Exactly. Looking forward to that.
Two balls and one strike. Johnson over at first with one out. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Good curveball. Herman's not afraid to throw the slider and the curveball to left-handed batters. When he wants to throw for a strike, he'll throw the slower curveball. When he wants to get the strikeout, that's when he'll throw the slider down and in.
Two. Missed inside, a full count. Irvin reverting back to how he was throwing in the first inning, falling behind in the second and third, threw more strikes, got ahead. 3 walks and a couple of strikeouts, 2 hits allowed. Jose Molina on deck. Johnson takes off. Rasmus a swing and a miss. The throw down to second is not in time. Ibar tried to sell it. I'm not quite sure Wilson had a very good handle of the baseball.
And almost like he threw a changeup, sliding out of his hand as he's trying to deliver the baseball. Better look here. It slipped out of his hand. It's still quick enough to make it a close play. And in the transfer, he didn't have that good grip on the baseball.
Molina takes a backup slider for a strike. Jose hit a fly ball to Vernon Wells and left his first time up. 0 for 1. Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That one caught the corner. 1-2.
That's a great spot against Jose Molina. Fastball right on the outside corner.
Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Down goes Molina. And Irvin gets out of it. No runs, no hits. A man left in scoring position through 4. It's 1-0 Angels. In the dugout, Mike Butcher talking with Irvin Santana about his mechanics.
He's talking about he was tapping his front shoulder, telling him to keep that front shoulder in long enough. It allows you to get your arm up on top and over the front leg to be more consistent. His stuff has been good, but sometimes he's flying open and it's very difficult for your arm to play catch up with the rest of your body and finishing off your pitches.
Bottom third of the order due up for the Halos here. Wells, Borges, and Wilson. It's Henderson Alvarez, who has 2 strikeouts and no walks, 3 hits allowed. Vernon popped out on the infield his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 2 for 4 game yesterday. 4 runs batted in. Picked up his 24th home run. In fact, Vernon felt a little twinge in that right knee as he was getting set. That's why he asked for time. Ground ball towards short. McCoy comes in, fields it, throws on to first. There's out number 1. Kids, on Saturday, the Halos will be hosting the Oakland A's. That's a 6:05 start. Kids in attendance will receive an Angels gumball machine courtesy of Union Bank. Visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com for tickets. You bringing your own gumballs?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Borges takes the breaking ball for a strike. At least 50 of them.
50 of them, exactly. Got to do some work when I get in tonight.
Borges lifts one out toward right. Low one coming on. But make sure that pea-sized gumballs, make sure that, you know,
the regular gumball.
Legit ones.
Yes.
2 quick outs for Alvarez. Borges 0 for 2 on the night. And Bobby Wilson will stroll to the plate. Bobby's 0 for 1. Lined one sharply out to the alley in left center field. Rasmus tracked it down. Swinging first pitch on that slider. Fouls it off. That's no balls at a strike.
Well, last time up, Bobby almost hit into the wall. Rasmus ran down on a fastball that was elevated. Thinking in terms he might get another fastball first pitch. That was a breaking pitch that didn't really get down in the strike zone necessarily for Alvarez. A lot of the plate. He'll try to run a fastball inside now.
In off the plate to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fastball away.
1-2.
Anytime you see a catcher put that 1 sign down and then make it a circular action, that means he wants the sinker. Want that sinker away.
Just off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bobby hits one out toward left center field. Moving over is Thames. He'll make the catch. The Angels go down in order. We head to the bottom of the 5th, and the Halos up 1-0. Nothing Angels, bottom of the 5th. Adam Lowen to lead things off here for Toronto, the right fielder. Irvin with 4 strikeouts and 3 walks, 2 hits allowed. Lowen's 0 for 1. He grounded out sharply to Howie Kendrick. His first AB, takes a breaking ball for a strike. Lowen, a former first-round pick of the Baltimore Orioles as a starting pitcher. Swinging and missing here. And it's a no-ball 2-strike count. Interesting story for him, having had to deal with elbow issues. So bad to the point with the stress fracture. Screw in his left elbow caused him to have to stop pitching as he takes a called strike 3 and then converted to a hitter. Put up monster numbers at AAA Las Vegas and getting opportunities to at least showcase his abilities here with the Blue Jays this last month of the season.
Yeah, you wonder as a pitcher, a former pitcher, do you guess along with the pitcher on the mound what he's going to throw to you at certain counts? You wonder if, oh, is he going to go a fastball in on me? That's what I might be doing. And then he got frozen there with a breaking pitch on the outside corner.
Mike McCoy takes a strike. The interesting thing about Lowen is that they told him you essentially can't pitch anymore because of the stress on your arm and the problems you've had with your elbow. Yet no problems whatsoever in playing the outfield. Still possesses a terrific arm, good enough to play right field. But no mound presence, no mound work for him.
Well, it's the incline of the mound as compared to the flat surface in the outfield.
Out toward right center field. Torrey Hunter makes the catch, 2 outs.
You know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but that, for whatever reason, I know when I came back from one of my surgeries, that throwing off the mound was so different than throwing flat work like he will be throwing from the outfield. Much more stress on your arm when you're throwing off the mound where you have a slope. The way he's taking away that issue anymore, playing in the outfield.
At 306 at AAA with 17 home runs and 85 runs batted in. As Thames rolls it foul. And it's no balls and a strike. Eric Thames 0 for 2 with a ground ball to second, a fly ball to left. Here's the 0-1. Well, it didn't miss by much. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Alberto Callasmo with a solo home run, his 6th of the year in the second, putting the Angels up 1-0. That's where we stand right now. Thames out toward left. This one slicing away from Wells, not going to get there. Thames with good speed easily gets to second with a 2-out double. And it brings up Jose Bautista. You wouldn't figure he's going to get anything to hit here with first base open.
So you threw him a changeup. Thames stayed back very well on that off-speed pitch and drove the ball to left field. And you're right, Victor, with an open base, you might not even waste any time. They might just go ahead and walk him right now. If not, they're going to make him swing at pitches off the plate.
Oh, 1 count. Bautista with a walk and a double high off the center field wall. Breaking pitch into center field, a base hit. Thames is going to come in to score, and this game is tied at 1. What were we just saying?
And that's the thing, when you're on the mound, when you're facing a guy like Bautista, he's got 100 RBIs. He just hit a ball off the wall off you. I know that backed up on Irvin, and Wilson was setting up the outside corner, but you got to think in terms of on top, I'm starting this pitch about a baseball off the outside corner to begin with. Then you're not going to make that mistake middle part of the plate.
#101st run batted in for Bautista. A tie ball game. Here's Adam Lynn, whom Santana has taken care of tonight with a strikeout and a ground ball to first. Two balls and no strikes. 8 stolen bases for Bautista. He's been caught 5 times this year. A 2-out rally by the Blue Jays here in the 5th to tie things up at 1. Lynn reaches for this one and past the diving Howie Kendrick. A base hit on a 2-0 pitch. That's 3 straight knocks for the Blue Jays.
All with 2 outs. That let down mentally at times for pitchers. 2 quick outs. All of a sudden 3 straight hits. Got to get refocused in terms of, I got to get through this inning now. Alvarez is throwing a good game against you on the other side. You can't afford to fall behind.
So Edwin Encarnacion will step up with 2 outs, 2 on. Encarnacion 0 for 1. A walk and a sharply hit ground out. Lines this one to right, chasing Torrey back, still going back, makes the catch. The inning comes to an end, but Toronto ties it up. They get that RBI single by Jose Bautista through 5. We're knotted at 1.
Man, Howie Kendrick showing some tremendous defensive skills, dives, able to get up and make the strong throw to first base to get Adam Lowen back in the 2nd inning on that hard ground ball. That was our Coors Light freeze can, brought to you by Frost Brew Coors Light.
Tied at 1 here, the top of the 6th inning. Top of the order, Ibar, Kendrick, and Abreu against Henderson Alvarez, who's retired the last 6 in a row since the leadoff single to Bobby Abreu in the 4th. Ibar twice has grounded out, once a second, once a short, so he's 0 for 2. Takes a strike, and it's 0-1. That one got Molina bouncing into the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think Tim McClellan's got some battle scars from being behind the plate. And I'm not talking about George Brett charging him at Yankee Stadium.
Pine Tar game,
yeah,
83. That's a big target. McClellan, he's been around a long time.
Large man. Molina's all right. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Ibar pulls it down the first base side, but foul. That's 1-2.
I remember when George told me about that whole game in the Pine Tar game when he ran out towards Tim McClellan. He says, every step I took, I realized he was getting taller and taller as I got closer. He says, I better slow down a bit. That's a big man.
Ibar pulls this one into right field, and it's a leadoff hit. Lowen gets the baseball back in, and Howie Kendrick will come up. Fans, the Angels would like to thank the greatest fans in baseball. Sunday is Fan Appreciation Day when the Angels take on the Oakland Athletics. 12:35 start. Fans will have a chance to win great prizes from JetBlue, Cornish Travel, the ESPN Zone, Majestic, and more. To purchase your tickets, log on to angels.com. Base hit by Ibar, the 4th by the Angels tonight. Howie has one of them. Swinging first pitch, drives into the alley in right center field. Lowen can't cut it off. It goes all the way to the wall. Ibar's easily going to score. Kendrick's going to try to go to 3rd, and he is in there with an RBI triple. Halos back on top 2-1.
Well, how often we said that about the offense responding right away after the other team scores a run and ties a ball game. We talk about a pitcher-perfect swing. Howie Kendrick, fifth triple of the season. Fastball, inner half, inside-out approach. No question. Once it splits the outfield, he's thinking in terms, I got a shot at a triple. Head first slide in there. Huge triple for Howie, giving him now RBI number 63.
He might have to check out some Peter Borges base running fundamentals. He peeked down at right field to see where Lowen was picking up that ball, Erasmus, and almost lost track of where the bag was at second. Fortunately, got into third easily. Infield in for Toronto, and Bobby Abreu at the plate. Bobby looks at a strike. Abreu's 1 for 2 at the base hit in the fourth inning.
We came back with another changeup against Bobby. That's what Bobby hit last time off for a base hit.
Kendrick, by the way, picking up his 63rd run batted hit. Bobby shoots one to the left side, and Encarnacion looks Kendrick back. There's out number 1. Bobby chasing a pitch away from him.
Again, when Bobby's swinging the bat well, that fastball that's up like that, he hits far to left center field to pull off that pitch. Frustrated, you can see by his look.
Torrey Hunter up 0 for 2, ground ball to third and a fly to right with the infield still in. Inside for ball 1. A great overall season for Howie Kendrick. Multi-hit game tonight, picking up his 5th triple. Career high 18 home runs, 30 doubles. Breaking pitch down low. Nice job by Molina on the backhand. 2 balls, no strikes.
Good patience by Torrey, too. Alvarez has not shown that he can throw that slider for a strike. So you do him a favor by swinging that pitch out of the strike zone. Force him in. Get a pitch you can get in the air deep enough to be able to score Howie from third at the very least.
Two and one. Torrey with a slight glance back to Tim McClellan. Outfield straight up for Toronto.
Oh, fastball away, shook off the fastball in.
2-1 pitch. Howie fouls it off to the right. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
We wonder if that's a residual for that last fastball being called a strike, because Torrey expanded his strike zone and swung at a pitch. It looked like it might have been off the plate.
Howie standing at third base with 1 out. Alvarez stepping off. John Farrell, the manager of the Blue Jays, looking on as Alvarez has only thrown 74 pitches with 1 out here in the 6th inning. The 2-2 to Torrey Hunter. Takes down low, a full count.
Yeah, Alvarez was not confident enough to throw that fastball in, and Jose Molina went out to talk to him and said, trust me, come inside with this pitch. Well, he forced that fastball down, not even close. You could tell right there that's not where he wanted to throw the fastball.
Yep. Time is called.
And Jose wants him to trust him on the signal. He wants him to go fastball away. That's what Alvarez wanted to go from the get-go.
3-2 pitch. Torrey chops one towards short. Howie coming on contact. The play goes to first. It's 3-1 Angels as Torrey picks up the RBI. Hit softly enough where McCoy had to come charging in on it. Never even bothered to look home. Gets the out.
That's great base running. Did a tremendous job. As soon as this ball's hit on the ground, he's reading it and going home right away. That's taught throughout the entire system for the Angels. The contact play with one out. Coming home, read that ball on the ground, and aggressively come home and easily score that and force to throw the first.
There's Mark Trumbo with the Angels up 3-1. 2 outs here in the 6th. Could not hold up. Takes a strike. Mark is 0 for 2. A ground out to second and a strikeout in the 4th. Trumbo fouls it off to the right. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Ibar with a leadoff base hit. Kendrick scored him with the triple. And Howie scoring on the infield ground out by Torres. Mark fouls off another pitch. Hunter with his 78th run batted in.
We wonder if he'll try to go upstairs with a fastball now.
Off the plate. The 1-2. Trumbo rolls a foul. They've been trying for a little while, but they finally got the wave going here at the Rogers Center. And why wouldn't they? It's their last home game, 22,000 plus.
It's never a bad idea to start the wave.
Yeah. So they say. Swing and a miss. Down goes Trumbo. The inning comes to an end, but the Angels retake the lead to get 2 runs on a couple of hits. We're to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 Angels. Legends are born in October, and our exclusive coverage of the ALCS begins October the 8th only on Fox. Three to 1 Angels. Bottom of the 6th inning. Kelly Johnson will lead things off against Irvin Santana. Takes a fastball down low. Johnson 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. He's also picked up the stolen base. This one lined to second. Howie plays it on the short hop. Second base umpire calls him out. First base umpire says he didn't get it. Brian Runge wins out.
Thankfully. Tell you what, that was one of those plays too. You almost have to go through with the throw. It's real close. Howie knew he had it, but you just never know.
Yeah, from here it looked like he got it. But the first base umpire, Marvin Hudson, said it signaled safe. Not a good call. Colby Rasmus takes Dillo, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
He said safely into the glove. That's what he said.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you say. Rasmus tonight a fly to center and a strikeout. He pulls this one foul. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, nice play by a fan down there with the glove. Oh, as he texts.
Didn't even slow down.
Yeah. Leaning over the railing and picking it up. We're in the old school baby blues. Very comfortable V-neck.
Yeah, they were always comfortable, those double-head V-neck jerseys. Yes.
Big fan?
Oh, yeah.
Irvin falls behind at 3 balls and a strike. Full count. Five strikeouts for Irvin, 3 walks.
Tim still gets me on that called strike.
This one fouled off and out of play. Especially with, you know, a 3-1 count or 3-2 count.
And a borderline pitch, you're thinking, I think I hit my spot. Did I? Oh, yeah. Exactly where I wanted to throw it.
Yanked foul. But ricochets out to right field. Torre will have to retrieve it. 92nd pitch of the night by Santana. It is ball 4 to Rasmus. 4th walk now by Irvin. They go with the 5 strikeouts. Brings up Jose Molina.
He had 92 pitches thrown, only 51 in the strike zone, 41 out of the strike zone. Going to get Mike Scioscia, get Mike Butcher to get called down to the bullpen. Still solid, but not consistent for Irvin tonight.
In the 30th game that Rasmus has played with the Toronto Blue Jays, that is the 4th walk that he has drawn.
That's why I wasn't sure about that was going to be called a strike or not.
Molina skies one out to right. Point being, you got to be around the strike zone because he's hacking. Seldom will he take the walk, or at least he hasn't with Toronto.
Boy, this is a fastball right down the heart of the plate, and Jose Molina had a pitch to hit. Good job of catching the bat when he threw it in the air.
He cool breezed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, but getting back to Rasmus, when you were mentioning that, when you know that as a pitcher, you're looking at numbers, and you see a guy that does not walk, okay, your mindset has to be is, I'm going to get ahead, then I can expand the strike zone. I can make him swing at pitches out of the strike zone. Very difficult to hit that way.
Adam Lowen, the batter, he's the right fielder. Takes outside. Lowen's 0 for 2. Ground ball to second and a strikeout. Some action in the Angels bullpen right now. It's like Bobby Kazava is loosening. 2 balls and no strikes. 95th pitch of the night by Santana. Top of the order, Mike McCoy on deck. (3-0). Lowen takes a strike, 3-1. Torrey playing deep in right field. Borges a couple of steps toward the alley at right center. And Rasmus with a short lead at first. The 3-1. He walked him. So 2 walks in the inning, giving Santana 5 in the ball game to go with the 5 strikeouts. And another visit by Mike Butcher, hoping to get some free miles out of this. A lot of walks to the mound tonight against Santana, kind of get him back focused and reminding him as far as mechanics.
I mean, when you look at the stuff he has tonight, it's been very good, but he's reluctant at times to challenge hitters, with, especially he's flying just enough, so he's a little bit too quick with his delivery.
Fastball command, because the slider's been electric when he has thrown it, but it's that fastball command that has eluded him tonight.
The velocity's been there.
Yeah. And again, we go back over the last 4 starts for Irvin. The walks have been an issue for him. 1 win, 3 losses over the last 4 starts. Here's Mike McCoy. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. McCoy in this one, 1 for 3, had a bloop single to center. Hisanori Takahashi now has joined Kazava on the bullpen. Ground ball to third. Callaspo has it, goes the short way, and they force out Lowen to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 2 left on, 6 complete, 3-1 Angels. Last inning for Irvin Santana. Hisanori Takahashi is still loosening in the bullpen. 6 innings, 100 pitches, 5 strikeouts, 5 walks. There's Tak. And here the 7th for the Angels. It'll be Callaspo, Wells, and Borges trying to tack on some insurance runs against Henderson Alvarez. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. Alvarez just threw his 83rd pitch of the night. 56 have been strikes. 1-1.
Starting to use that changeup more and more as the game progresses.
Callaspo loops one in the air to shallow left field. Thames is coming on. So is McCoy going out, but it's Thames. The left fielder makes the catch for the first out. And the Fort CIF Southern Section game of the week on Fox Sports West has Alameda taking on Chaminade. Chalk one up for the home team tomorrow at 10:30 on Fox Sports West. Vernon Wells greeted as his name is announced here. 0 for 2 tonight with a pop-up and a ground out. Fastball up and in for ball one. One ball, one strike. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors. The Angels have stranded 2. Toronto 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. They've stranded 9. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, that fastball had some movement. I'll tell you, if he comes in with a fastball now in the inner half, I think Vernon's going to hit that one hard. He's going to be looking in.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Boy, I just thought he had him set up perfectly for that fastball in. A little off the plate.
Going back outside. Swing and a miss. Round number 2. Strikeout number 4 for Alvarez. That'll bring up Peter Borges. Borges with a strikeout, a fly ball to right. Swinging first pitch, pops one up behind the dugout on the third base side. It's no balls and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. At the bottom of the 7th, Toronto has Thames, Bautista, and Lind due up. Lefty, righty, lefty. Borges gets a base hit into center field with 2 outs. McCoy with a nice effort going to his left. Peters on board. Bobby Wilson coming to the plate.
Yeah, once you leave your feet as a middle infielder against Peter Borges, there's no chance you're going to get him anyhow. But it was a good effort by McCoy.
Luis Perez, the left-hander. Joel Carino, the right-hander.
Well, you almost think Peter Borges has to try to steal a base right now. Perfectly early in the count, first or second pitch here.
Wilson hits one sharply, and McCoy cannot handle it. Borges will stop at second, an infield base hit for Bobby Wilson. So 2 on with 2 outs, and Ibar coming up.
Well, hit a tough one hopper. Boy, playing back on that hop off his glove. Infield base hit for Bobby. Eric Ibar. Big situation right here. Base hit into the outfield. Should be able to score Peter Borges to give a 3-run cushion.
Ibar's 1 for 3 tonight with a base hit in the 6th inning. Thames in left, Rasmussen center playing very shallow, low and straight up and right. Thames with an average arm, Rasmus with a pretty decent arm at center. And the first pitch to Ibar is grounded towards second. Kelly Johnson has it. The inning comes to an end. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left on. 7th inning stretch time in Toronto, and the Angels up 3-1.
The Halos' third baseman for 6 seasons helped the club to 2 division titles. The 1983 All-Star welcomed the change of scenery.
You know, he had a tough road to hoe in Baltimore because he followed Brooks Robinson. He blossomed as a player here. I mean, he was picking it at third, and he was relaxed. He really was a linchpin for us.
Ervin Santana back out on the mound here at the bottom of the 7th with the Angels up 3-1. Thames, Bautista, and Lind are the scheduled 3 guys. 5 strikeouts, 5 walks for Ervin, 5 hits allowed. Thames has one of those hits as he swings through the high fastball. And it's no balls and a strike. Thames with a 2-out double in the 5th. Then it came around to score the Blue Jays' lone run. He's quickly in the hole. The no balls and 2 strikes.
Huge batter for Ervin. Have to get him out with Bautista on deck.
Upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jose Bautista with a couple of hits already tonight. Double and a single. And an RBI. 1-2 hit well to deep right field. It's a solo home run for Thames, and it's a 1-run game. Kazava and Takahashi both ready to go. Ervin Santana goes back out there, gives up the solo shot. Nobody out here in the 7th. Pitching change, 3-2 Angels. Get your game on by El Pollo Loco. Now for only $5, get one of 5 tasty combos. They are the combos other combos wish they could be. Catch them before they are gone. And by Time Warner Cable. 3-2 Angels here in the 7th inning. Bobby Casvo is ready to go prior to this inning. Now comes on with a 1-run lead to face Jose Bautista, pitching in his 28th game. 1-1 record and a 2.45 earned run average. Eric Thames chasing Ervin Santana, who went 6 innings plus a batter, struck out 5, walked 5, gave up 6 hits, including the Thames home run. Both runs earned. The home run by Thames, his 12th of the year. The RBI, his 35th. Bautista has been on board 3 times with a walk, a double, and an RBI single. First pitch is a fastball for a strike. Bobby pitched 2 nights ago, went 1 inning, all zeros. That was the 10-6 Angels win. He threw 2/3 of an inning on Monday and gave up just a hit. 0-1. Just missed off the plate.
Wow,
1 ball,
that
1
was
strike.
a pretty good pitch.
Great pitch. The double by Bautista is 24th. The RBI is 101st of the year. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-2.
There's a sharp, true slider by Bobby Casabal there after 2 fastballs right on the outside corner.
Go back outside with it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two line down the left field side. It is hooking foul. Looking for that sinker in. Casava elevated it. And Bautista just out in front of it.
Remember, that's the same pitch that he got him out, jammed him earlier in the series. That fastball that ran inside on him. This time he was quick through it and just pulled it foul.
Two. Didn't miss by much. A full count. Adam Lind on deck. Edwin Encarnacion after him. Three-two pitch. Walked it. The tying rod is at first base. Takahashi's ready to go. Kazava to try to get Lind here to ground into a double play. Lind 1 for 3, had a base hit in the 5th. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Lind has rolled into 11 double play balls this year. He's also capable of the strikeout. Swing and a miss. That's 1-1. He's gone down 102 times this year. The right side opened up with Trumbo holding Bautista on board. Howie cheating in a couple of steps at second. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. High fastball. 1-2.
Real good late life on that fastball from Kazaba.
The 1-2 pitch upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Thames with a home run off Santana to make it 3-2 Angels here in the 7th. Kazava came on, walked Bautista. He stands at first base, still looking for that first out or first couple of outs here in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Lind. The pitch fouled off to the left. The Angels playing Lind straight up in the outfield. Torrey deep and right. Casey Jansen is up in the pen. Jansen pitched last night. He's pitched twice in this series. Quick throw to first. Bautista just diving back in there. Two pitch, missed inside, full count. Right hand hitting third baseman Edwin Encarnacion is on deck. (3-2) fouled off to the left. Bautista not running on the pitch. Reset and do it again at 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Adam Lind is susceptible to the strikeout. That's why you don't see Bautista at least going on that last pitch.
Another 3-2. Lind pulls one over to Trumbo. It ricochets off his ankle and into center field. Bautista to third. Lind trying to go to second. And he is thrown out. One away.
Well, that could be a huge out for the Halos here.
Sharply hit to Mark Trumbo. Could not field it and ricocheted off his body and into shallow center.
Hit off his inside of his heel on his left leg.
The play at second base.
Boy, barely able to hold on to the baseball eye bar. Another outfield assist for Peter Borges.
It looked like Lind got in there with that angle. Trumbo gets charged with an error, his 10th of the year. The argument's still going on between John Farrell and Marvin Hudson. Field is in as Edwin Encarnacion will step to the plate. Bautista representing the tying run, standing at third base. Encarnacion has walked, grounded out, hit a fly ball to right. First pitch is down low, 1 ball, no strikes. You figure with Johnson and Rasmus to follow here, this would probably be the last batter for Bobby Cazavon. The 1-0. Way outside, it gets by Wilson and ricochets back to Bobby. The plate, not in time. We're tied up at 3.
Boy, overthrew a fastball. A little late covering also. If Bobby gets there quicker, you can establish your foot by the home plate area and maybe able to get the ball quicker to you and apply a tag.
So a 3-1 lead here. The 7th has evaporated on the home run, the walk, the error, and a wild pitch. 2 balls and no strikes on Encarnacion. Drives one to the alley in deep left center field. Wells is back. That one's off the wall. Encarnacion on his way to second with a 1-out double. That's going to be it for Cazavon, as Isanori Takahashi is going to come on here with 1 out and a man in scoring position. Pitching change, 2 runs in for Toronto. We are tied at 3.
Produced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Angels.
Isanori Takahashi on the relief of Bobby Cazavon with 1 out here in the 7th. The go-ahead run standing at second base. Tak pitching in his 58th game this year. A 4-3 record, a 3.60 ERA. Pitched last night, went 1 inning, gave up a run on 2 hits. He had 1 strikeout. Cazavon, 1/3 of an inning, 1 walk, 1 big hit, and that was a double by Encarnacion. Also the 1 big wild pitch, but that was set up by the fact that Mark Trumbo got charged with an error on a sharply hit ball that, if he fields cleanly, is a double play ball, and it clears the bases in 2 outs. But Trumbo getting charged with his 10th error, thus setting up eventually proved to be the tying run. Bautista scoring on that wild pitch. Kelly Johnson steps to the plate. A strikeout, a walk, and a line out for Johnson tonight. Haven't seen the spin move from Isanori in a while. Nobody cutting in. Johnson swinging at the first pitch slider, and it's no balls and a strike. Kelly Johnson 3 for 4 in his career against Isanori Takahashi. One ball, 1 strike. Of course, the inning started with Irvin Santana going back out there, apparently trying to squeeze a little bit extra out of him. But he gave up the home run to Thames, and that ended his night And it brought Bobby Cazarro on to face Jose Bautista as his first batter in a one-run game.
And because it's a one-run game, you have to pitch him carefully with that type of power and end up walking him.
The 1-1 pitch. Missed inside. 2 balls and a strike. Takahashi now has fallen behind at 3-1 with Colby Rasmus on deck. Irvin was living on the edge to begin with the 5 walks.
Exactly.
None of those scoring, but the 1 walk here, the 7th, has scored on that wild pitch. Six total walks issued by Angels pitching. Johnson looks at his strike, and it's a full count. Remember, prior to this inning, the Blue Jays have stranded 9 men through 6. And still, it's just a 3-3 tie here, the 7th. Encarnacion at second base. Here's a 3-2. Johnson hits one out to right. Torrey goes back and makes the basket catch. Encarnacion.
Well, I would almost appeal that. It didn't look like he tug up real well on that baseball.
He advanced to third base on it, but there are 2 outs.
Especially because Torrey ended up making a basket catch on that baseball.
You got to wait till at least you make contact, or the baseball makes contact with the glove. That angle.
Pretty close. Yeah, it looked like he got back, tug up on the base. But because Torrey got handcuffed on that fly ball, top hand spin, caught a little differently than normal.
So here's Rasmus, 0 for 2, including a walk. Oh, 1 count. Casey Janssen loosening now. It looks as if he's going to come into the game in the 8th. The Angels with 2, 3, and 4 due up. Kendrick, Abreu, and Hunter. One ball, 1 strike. There's the 1-1. Rasmus looks at a fastball for a strike, 1-2. Good location on that fastball. Looked like Rasmus anticipating off speed. The 1-2. Missed outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lifted in the air to shallow left. Ibar going out. Is camped underneath it. Makes the catch. The inning comes to an end, but Toronto ties it up. They get 2 runs on just 2 hits. 1 big error, 1 big wild pitch. Through 7, we're tied at 3.
Back in the 6th inning after Eric Ibar led off the inning with a base hit. It's a fastball, inside out approach, triples to right center field, head first slide, and then on the contact play, great read. Scores on the chopper by Torrey Hunter and McCoy at shortstop. Drove in a run, scored a run. Howie with 2 hits in the game also, total.
Howie leading things off against Casey Janssen, the new pitcher on for Toronto. The breaking ball catches the outside corner for a strike. Janssen worked 2/3 of an inning last night, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 4 hits, including the home run to Vernon Wells. Meiser's Turris has come out to the on-deck circle. And it snowballs with 2 strikes. 2 for 3 night for Howie Kendrick with a single in the first inning and that RBI triple in the 6th. And Howie sees 3 pitches and goes down for the first out.
Boy, fastball there after getting a slider and then a cut fastball, then goes a 2-seam fastball on the corner.
Meiser Sturz pinch hitting for Bobby Abreu, who ended up going 1 for 3 tonight. Jansen delivering a strike. Sturz, a 280 hitter, 0 for 12 as a pinch hitter. One ball, 1 strike. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Scott Downs is up now.
And Weston did a nice job of just staying alive at this at bat.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
Well, that's where Molina wanted that pitch. He put down the fastball sign away, and Jansen originally shook him off, but Molina wanted that pitch right there and almost got it. They're going to try to throw the curveball to the outside corner.
Sturz lifts one in the air to shallow center field. McCoy, Johnson, Rasmus, and it falls in there for a hit. May have gotten off of Mike McCoy, the shortstop, but Sturz will reach his first pinch hit of the season.
Wow, that's a huge break. Boy, Rasmus is going to make that play, but as soon as McCoy reached out, he's calling for it, and then it falls in right in front of him. That's a play where the outfielder has to take control and make that play. It's a much easier play for an outfielder coming in than it is an infielder going back on the baseball.
So Torrey steps out with an 0 for 3 night, but did pick up an RBI in the 6th inning with an RBI ground out. 78 runs batted in now. First pitch swinging, loops one in the air down the left field line. Thames is there. 2 outs. You can still follow the Angels on MLB.tv. You can watch the Halos on your computer, your favorite devices. Visit Angels.com to order. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. So 2 outs and a man at first with Mark Trumbo at the plate. Mark's had an 0 for 3 night with a couple of strikeouts. He's also grounded out. Chops this one toward the middle. McCoy to his left has it. He'll fire on to first. The inning comes to an end. We hit the bottom of the 8th. Still tied at 3.
Battled for 6+ innings, 5 Ks, 5 walks. Now we get it 2 for 4 with that triple, an RBI, and a run scored. The Blue Jays scored 2 runs, bottom of the 7th. Started off with Eric Thames hit a home run off Urban Santana. Bautista came around, who scored a tying run after walking.
Jose Molina to face Scott Downs, a new pitcher on for the Halos here in the bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 3. Molina, Lowen, and McCoy, the scheduled 3 guys. Scott pitching in his 58th game, a 6-3 record, a 1.24 ERA. Scott pitched Tuesday and picked up his first save of the year, went 1/3 of an inning, had a strikeout. Molina swinging first pitch, lines one out toward right field. Torrey coming on, makes the running catch, and there is the first out. It's like J.P. Arancibia to pinch hit for Adam Lowen.
It's a good read by Torrey, and an aggressive read. One of those plays, too, is an outfielder. You're caught in between by plate on a hop, set up a potential ground ball double play, or commit to making that play. That was a good play by Torrey Hunter in right field.
Arancibia, the rookie catcher for Toronto, takes a fastball outside for ball one. A .220 average, 23 home runs, 78 runs batted in. 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year. Takes outside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Arancibia last night went 0 for 4. 2 for 11 in the series. This one off the end of the bat, fouled into first base territory. Trumbo almost overruns this one, makes the catch. 2 outs.
Boy, nice pitch by Scott Downs on that one. 9 to count with a young hitter, and Arancibia with all that power he has. Use that aggressive nature for him to sink a fastball away. Gets a pop-up that Trumbo was able to make the play.
Frank Francisco is playing catch now in the Blue Jays pen. Has not pitched in this series. As Mike McCoy, the shortstop, steps in. The first pitch, a strike. McCoy, a 1 for 4 game, had a base hit back in the first inning. Count even at 1 ball, 1 strike now. Eric Thames, the left fielder, is on deck. It was Thames who knocked Irvin out of the ball game with his 12th home run of the year, leading off the 7th. Kazavok giving up a run. It was earned in his 1/3 of an inning. That's why this game is tied up. Here's the 1-1. 1-2. Halos needing a victory. Texas lost earlier today to Oakland. The Angels with a win would pick up a game on Texas, 4 back in the West. But with Boston idle in the American League wild card, they would pick up a half game and would go into that series tomorrow night against Oakland, 2 back in the wild card.
Big half game swing either way for the Angels.
Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Tampa Bay, taking care of business against the Yankees. They will pick up a half game, so they would find themselves 2 back. Two outside, a full count. Nine pitches thrown by Scott Downs here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Three-2 is fouled off to the right. Scott last year with Toronto pitching in 67 games, a .264 ERA. Had a 1.78 ERA for the Blue Jays in 08. Great numbers throughout. Career high in appearances, 81 games in 07. 3-2, lifted in the air to deep left. Vernon is going back at the wall. Reaches up and makes the catch. That will end the inning. Mike McCoy, all of one home run, almost put the Blue Jays on top. 8 in the books. Still tied at 3. Just gave it up.
Yep. Been there before. Just a courtesy look back, then all of a sudden see Vernon drifting back to the wall. Hey, no problem. I knew it was an out. It's a long, lonely feeling as you wait for that baseball to come down for Scott Downs.
At the end of the day, it was just a 1-2-3-8.
Yep.
New pitcher on for the Blue Jays, Frank Francisco, to pitch here in the 9th inning. Alberto Callasco to lead things off, followed by Vernon Wells, then Peter Borges. Francisco 1-4 record, a 3.70 ERA, 53rd game for him. 16 saves on the year. As Callasco lines one to left, first pitch swinging, and Thames makes the catch for out number 1. A 1-for-4 game for Callasco. Jose Bautista stays in the game, or not stays in the game, moves from DH to right field, so no more DH for the Blue Jays as Francisco goes in that 9th spot, or the pitcher spot is in the 9th spot of the order.
And Francisco's still a good fastball, 91 to 94 range curve, split finger fastball, which is his out pitch, his swing and miss pitch for him.
Vernon, an 0-for-3 game, a pop-up, a ground out, and a strikeout. Fastball up and in. A 1-ball, no strikeout. Two for 8 in his career against Francisco with a home run. Fouls that fastball straight back, and it's 1-1.
It's a good way to respond back. Get a good swing. Fastball right down the heart of the plate. For the Angels, this need to get somebody on base. Francisco really slow to the plate. He's allowed 13 stolen bases in 14 attempts.
He's also a guy that's capable of throwing a lot of pitches per at bat. Callasco swung at the first one in the 9th. To start this 9th, I should say. 1-1 count on Wells. Off speed upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Borges is on deck. We have the catcher's spot. Bobby Wilson after that, if we get that far. The Blue Jays in the bottom of the 9th inning have 2, 3, and 4 due up. Thames, Bautista, and Lynn. Vernon fouls this one back and out of play. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vernon's had a pretty good series.
Yeah, he's had a couple good hacks here too. And then last night against Jansen, the center field crushed that baseball. Frank Francisco has given up 7 home runs in 49 innings, so he is susceptible to that big fly. Vernon's had a couple good swings so far against him.
Wells tired of waiting, backs out. Jordan Walden playing the occasional catch in the Angels bullpen. You figure with the limited amount of pitches that Downs threw, at least he would be coming back out for the 9th unless the Angels have the lead. 2-2, slow roller towards third, backhanded by Encarnacion. 2 outs. So here's Peter Borges, who's had a 1-for-3 night, base hit in the 7th inning. Francisco picked up prior to the season, exchanged for Mike Napoli, the Texas Rangers. Peters swings through that one. It's no balls and a strike. Career numbers against the Angels.
He's had his troubles. ERA over 4 there. That's not real consistent for him.
0-1 pitch. Borges looks at a fastball for a strike. Henderson Alvarez, the starter, went 7 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 7 hits, including a home run. Jansen, a scoreless 8th inning, and Francisco here in the 9th. Breaking ball down in the dirt. A 1-2 count. The Halos with a run in the 2nd, 2 in the 6th. Blue Jays with 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th. Borges fouls it back, got a fastball up and in.
More like you'll see a split finger fastball now from Francisco. That's what they're going to throw right here.
Swing and a miss. And Francisco has himself a 1-2-3 ninth. We head to the bottom of the 9th, still tied at 3. The importance of this game with Texas having lost and the Red Sox idle. A loss and the Angels would find themselves still 5 back in the West and then 3 in the American League wild card with 6 to play.
Boy, then of course you basically have to win the rest of those games. So you got to find a way to win this game today.
2, 3, and 4 for the Blue Jays to face Scott Downs. Through 11 pitches in the 8th inning, had a 1-2-3 8th. A little bit of a scare with the Mike McCoy fly ball to the wall. 1 ball, no strikes. Thames a 2 for 4 game with a double and a home run. 2 runs scored. The home run is 12th. One ball, 1 strike. Go with that breaking pitch down and away. 2-1 now. 22,000 plus here. The last home game of the season for the Blue Jays. And they've been a loud bunch tonight.
Yeah, they definitely have.
Bautista on deck. Adam Lind after him. 2-1 pitch. Fastball missing up and away. 3-1. Thames fouls it off to the left. Full count now. Halos trying to get to that 10th inning. Joel Carino, the right-hander, was up earlier in the occasional catch. The Angels in the 10th. Should we get there, we'll have 9, 1, and 2 due up.
We'll try a breaking pitch here.
3-2 pitch. Chopper to second. Howie's got it on 2 hops. 1 away. So here comes the right fielder, Jose Bautista. Bautista has been on board 4 times tonight. 2 walks, a double, an RBI single, and a run scored. Got a piece of Bobby Wilson. No balls and a strike.
And Bautista's taking that first pitch, all four at bats. But that time, thinking, I'm going to get a fastball here. That ball fouled off the thigh area. It looked like a Bobby Wilson.
Walden's ready to go in the bullpen. We're tied at 3 here in the ninth. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 0-1. Breaking pitch. Missed inside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Bautista was the first batter Cazavar faced with nobody out in the 7th and a 1-run lead. Eventually came around and scored on the wild pitch. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Locked him up. It's in there for a strike.
Well, that was a nasty breaking pitch. Started at letter high and breaks down in the strike zone. Very difficult one for a hitter not to give up on.
To McClellan, pointing to some fans beyond the dugout on the first base side. Last night there was some commotion behind the plate as well. We thought it was because of camera flashes. The 1-2 pitch. Way inside.
It's amazing that didn't hit him.
I was just going to say the same thing. I'm wondering, did that go between the legs?
I think it actually did.
It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. It sure did.
It's not easy to do.
That's a bad goalie in hockey. Two pitch. Fouled back.
He had a pretty good swing at that fastball. It was a little bit too high for Scott Downs. He wanted that pitch down. A thigh high. Fouled it straight back.
Another 2-2, and this one's pulled foul down the third base line. Bautista shaking his right hand. Maybe a little stinger off the end of the bat.
Boy, is he quick. I try a sinker down and away. Used a big part of the ballpark. Keep it down. He's going to be aggressive here.
Missed off the plate, a full count. 24th pitch thrown by Downs in an inning and a third. He's got Adam Lind, the left-hand hitting first baseman, on deck. Three-two pitch, line to left, a base hit. Wells over to cut it off. Does so to the backhand. He'll hold Bautista to a 1-out single. A 3-hit game for Jose Bautista. Man on with 1 away. And Adam Lind coming to the plate.
You know, a play like that by Vernon Wells could end up being a game-saving play. Be able to cut that baseball off. Now you've kept yourself in a situation where you still have the double play in order. That ball was crushed. Cuts it off. Gets it in quickly. Double play still in effect now with Adam Lind up.
Adam Lind 1 for 4, had a base hit in the 5th inning. Trumbo playing in front of Bautista. This time He was holding Bautista on the last time when Lynn was at the plate. And Bautista at first. The first pitch, a slider missing down and away. Lynn hit that ball sharply to Trumbo. Went off his left foot. Instead of a potential double play ball that would have cleared the bases and been 2 outs, it ended up going out into shallow right field. Bautista ended up at third, even though Lynn was thrown out for the first out at second. Here's the 1-0. Fastball missing outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Lynn backing out at the plate. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. Right hand hitting Edwin Encarnacion is on deck. They walked him. The winning run in scoring position. Mike Scioscia going out to the bullpen. Jordan Walden will be summoned with 1 out here in the 9th and 2 on. A 3-3 tie. Tie. Jordan Walden comes on for the first time since last Wednesday. That was against the Oakland Athletics when he picked up his 31st save. This will be his 59th game of the year. 5-3 record, a 2.41 ERA for the rookie right-hander. And he comes on with the winning run, and Jose Bautista standing at second and having to face Edwin Encarnacion, the third baseman.
And the big thing you concern yourself with Walden in these spots is he overly strong. He's going to overthrow the pitches, whether it be the fastball or the slider. When you haven't been out there in quite a bit. He's got to stay back, take a deep breath, gather himself before he gets on that pitching rubber to make sure he maintains the strike zone.
Encarnacion has walked, grounded out, hit a fly ball to right, and he doubled to the alley in left center field. That was against Bobby Kazimov. Swing and a miss on that first pitch fastball at 99 miles per hour, and it's 0-1.
And well located at 99.
Oh, 1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss on the high fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You almost have to stay firm with Encarnacion. You might be doing him a favor if you throw that get it over breaking pitch. Now, if you throw that hard one off the plate, perhaps.
I go fastball away here.
1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Right idea, just didn't execute it.
Yep.
I'm doing the same thing. That's your best pitch.
2-2. This a little one hopper over to second base. Kendrick to Ibar for one. No relay. So they only get the out at second base. It's the second out of the inning. Encarnacion reaches on the fielder's choice.
But that's a significant play, too, by Howie. But because you get the play at second, you still have that force if there's a ball in the hole. Ibar still has that option to throw into second base. Not hit hard enough to be able to turn a double play, but you've created that spot at second in case there's a tough play either to Callaspo or Ibar to force at second.
Kelly Johnson, the batter now. Takes a fastball for a strike. Johnson, a strikeout, a walk, a line out, and the fly ball to right field. A stressful bottom of the ninth. Runners at first and third, tied at 3. Johnson loops it foul and out of play down the third base line, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. Encarnacion was off of the pitch, heads back to first.
We've also seen this play, too, where Jordan Waller will step off the pitching rubber and look him back.
Fastball in tight. A ball and 2 strikes as Encarnacion advances on defensive indifference. Jordan not messing around. Bautista trying to mess with him at third base in the 1-2. Just missed up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Upstairs, full count. Colby Rasmus is on deck. But that's the last thing you want to deal with. A bases loaded situation. 3-2. Lifted in the air, playable. Vernon Wells coming on. He's under it. Makes the catch. We're headed into extra frames. We head to the 10th, tied at 3.
It's a fastball by Alvarez. Hits that one out. Torrey Hunter on the contact play scores. Howie Kendrick at that point made it 3-1, and Thames hit a home run, make it 3-2. And then they tied the ball game up. The Jays did on a wild pitch. Bautista scores, who had walked. Then McCoy thought he might have separated the Jays and the Angels, but Vernon Wells back to the wall. And of course, Walden against Johnson here. Fastball at 99. It's a pop-up to left field to send this game into extra innings here for the Halos. 3-3, top of the 10th.
New pitcher on for the Toronto Blue Jays. Joel Carino takes over on the mound for Frank Francisco, and he'll be facing a pinch hitter to start this 10th inning as Russell Branyan will be pinch hitting in the catcher's spot. Bobby Wilson has the game going 1 for 3. Branyan, a 190 hitter. 36th game for him with the Angels this year. 4 home runs, 12 runs batted in. 3 for 11 as a pinch hitter with 2 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Carino's first one, breaking ball that is in for a strike.
And Branyan look it in. Carino staying away on the breaking ball. But a young pitcher can make mistakes as you try to stay on the outer half of the plate.
0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Carino went 2 innings Tuesday night. Had 3 strikeouts, 1 hit allowed. Eric Ibar on deck. Howie Kendrick after him. Here comes the 0-2. Breaking pitch, a swing and a miss. Down goes Branyan. They're down number 1. There's Ibar. A 1-for-4 game for him at a base hit and the run scored in the 6th inning. Strike on that first pitch fastball, and it's 0-1. Encarnacion and Lind at third and first respectively, both playing in, guarding against the bunt. Oh, 1 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. That wasn't just a get on base swing either.
That was an extra base swing on the inner half on a changeup.
21st extra inning game for the Angels this year. Halos 8-12. The 0-2. Ibar rolls it foul. Count remains at 0-2 strikes with Howie Kendrick on deck. The 0-2 again. This one pulled foul once again. Second extra inning game of this series. The Halos and the Blue Jays went 10 innings Monday night. A 3-2 Toronto win.
Well, that slow breaking pitch. Ibar can hit right down the right field line and run for a while.
This one lifted foul and out of play on the third base side. Toronto has fared fairly well at home during extra inning games. 10-0 this year. Pretty good record.
Yeah, they're due to lose, though.
That's how I look at it. No action in the Angels pen. Figure Walden's going back out since he threw 11 pitches in the ninth. Outside, 1-2. Why was this a night game again?
Because we're flying back.
Oh, that's right.
To Los Angeles.
Of course. Game 1 of a 3-game set against the Oakland A's in a couple of hours. Jared Weaver going up against Gio Gonzalez tomorrow night. Ibar grounds this one to second. Kelly Johnson is there. 2 away. So Howie comes up with a 2-for-4 game. Single and a triple. Run batted in. Run scored. The triple is 5th of the year, and that came in the 6th inning. Makes a slider for a strike.
I think Howie would like that pitch again. It was right over the middle of the plate.
Evens the count. Carreño, the third reliever used by John Farrell. Henderson Alvarez got the start with 7 innings. Jansen 1, Francisco 1, now Carreño. One pitch. Lifted in the air toward right center field. Colby Rasmus coming on. He's there. 1, 2, 3 innings. The Angels go down in order. We head to the bottom of the 10th. Still tied at 3. Eight and 9 for the Blue Jays. He'll be throwing to a new catcher, Jeff Mathis, taking over from Bobby Wilson, who was pinch hit for in the top of the inning. Colby Rasmus, Jose Molina, and a pinch hitter. That's the pitcher's spot. The 9-hole. With Jose Bautista taking over in right field. No more DH for Toronto. Colby Rasmus is 0 for 3 tonight. Did draw a walk. That was in the 6th inning. Fastball is up and away. Two balls and no strikes.
Boy, that all-important first guy of this inning here for Walden.
Two-0. 3 balls and no strikes.
Garrett Richards up in the bullpen for the Angels. The thing you worry about with Jordan Walden here too is Rasmus, although he doesn't run real well, you don't want to walk him here.
Hacking 3-0, fouls it straight back 3-1. Told you he doesn't like the walk.
No, I was going to say that would be the possibility of a second walk of the game for him,
which would almost be halfway to his season total with Toronto. Rasmus with a .216 on base percentage in 30 games with Toronto. As he takes that pitch outside, he has drawn his second walk. The all-important leadoff walk to start the 10th. Here comes Jose Molina.
And also because Jordan is slowed to the plate, he's allowed 10 stolen bases in 11 attempts. More likely a bunt situation for Jose Molina, although he is a guy that pretty good as far as putting a hit and run on and hitting the ball into the ground the other way.
Mike Butcher now to talk things over. Halos pitching. 8 walks tonight. Both teams with 8 hits. The Angels have committed 1 error. Toronto having stranded 12 men. Halos, for their part, have left 5 guys on base. Have not had a base runner since the 1-out single by Meister Sturis in the 8th inning. And that was a ball that probably should have been caught. So Molina steps in, 0 for 4 tonight. 3 fly ball outs, 1 strikeout. Callasco coming in at third. Molina showed the bunt, but who knows?
Yeah, that's design play to see if he would square around, but Jose Molina's been around for a long time. He knows those little step offs as a catcher put the sign on.
And he knows Mike Scioscia. Showing bunt, takes way inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
It's not easy to catch if you're Jeff Mathis. You're setting up away, looking for a bunt, and that fastball ran almost behind Molina. Mathis taking a deep breath on that one.
One-0 pitch. It's bunted on the first base side. Walden picks it up. Throws to Kendrick. The sacrifice works as Rasmus ends up at second base. The pitch hitter is going to be Mark Teahan.
Got an open base. You wonder if they would go after him here. Left-handed batter. Well, the numbers not there for Teahan.
This will be his 23rd game with Toronto. was with the White Sox. 129 average with the Blue Jays. On the season, 4 for 24 as a pinch hitter, 0 for 9 with Toronto. Rasmus standing at second base. First pitch swinging, comes up empty, and it's no balls and a strike. Oh, 1 pitch. Well, it didn't miss by much. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fastball at 96. Catches the bottom part of the strike zone.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Team originally the Kansas City Royals organization, went to the White Sox. Josh Fields and Chris Getz. Here comes the 1-2. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jordan at 22 pitches, 12 balls, 10 strikes. 5th batter that he has faced. Swing and a miss. Down goes T in, 2 outs.
They talk about going right back to the fastball. This after team, fastball after fastball. Just off the bench, very difficult for a hitter to catch up to that fastball at 96 to 99 range. Clearly by him. Try to make contact.
Here's Mike McCoy, the shortstop, 1 for 5. Drives one out to deep left field. Wells is giving chase. He's back at the warning track, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. Enough of this Mike McCoy guy. We head to the 11th, still tied at 3. Gave it a ride, but just not enough.
Boy, fastball. He's shown he hits the fastball very well, right down the middle of the plate. Vernon going right in front of that 375 sign.
Jordan Walden, inning and 2/3. 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He is done. The Blue Jays have a new right-hander on the bump. It's Jesse Litch, pitching in his 27th game this year. 6-3 record of 4.52 ERA. Jesse pitched last night with 1 inning. Gave up 2 runs on 3 hits.
He's a good moving fastball. 88 to 91 curve, slider, changeup.
Meiser Sturris to lead things off. 1 for 1 with a base hit. He pinch hit for Bobby Abreu in the 8th inning. So Meiser now serving as the DH. It's Sturris, Hunter, and Trumbo here in the 11th. Breaking ball is outside. A ball on the strike. Encarnacion backing up a little bit at third base. Sturris yanks one down the right field line, but foul. 1-2. Two and two now. Torrey on deck. 2-2 pitch. Meiser rolls over this one toward first. Lynn feeds Litch. 1 away. That's 9 in a row retired by Blue Jays pitching.
Litch is a guy also that has a tendency to hang breaking pitches over the plate. He's given up 9 home runs, 72 innings pitched.
Facing Torrey Hunter, who's 0 for 4. Torrey had an RBI ground out in the 6th inning. First pitch breaking ball is in the dirt. Garrett Richards, the right-hander. Horatio Ramirez, the lefty. The 1-0. Slider down and away. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, even though you're in a fastball count, that doesn't mean Torrey Hunter's going to get a fastball here. But if he does, well, you got to think in terms of crushing a baseball, letting it out. You have one free swing on a fastball here.
Torrey let it fly there. 2-1.
Well, that's the fastball that he will hit out to right center field. That's a perfect swing on it. Down and away, difficult. Up and away, you see those type of swings from Torrey.
Takes that pitch inside. They wanted a peel. He went around. Marvin Hudson rings him up. 2-2.
Tried to sell it. Yeah, he went on that one. Pulled him on a changeup.
Two. There's a little dribbler out in front of the first base side. Litch, little shot put to first, and Torrey is out number 2. Here's Mark Trumbo, 0 for 4 for Mark. A couple of strikeouts, a couple of ground outs. One ball, no strikes. And they're really, looking back through the last 10 batters that Blue Jays pitching have put away. Trumbo foul tips that one. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. There hasn't really been anything where you're sitting there going, the ball was driven. And credit to Jansen, Francisco, Carreño, now Litch, at least so far.
And nothing squared up at all for quite some time.
One pitch. Looped foul. This one on the first base side and into the seats. 1-2. The Blue Jays in the bottom of the 11th inning have Thames, Bautista, and Lynn. 2, 3, and 4. Due up. Straightens up Trumbo. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Basically, that's a setup pitch to throw something all speed away. Cut fastball away.
Trumbo reaches for this one. Litch snags it. And it's a 1-2-3 top of the 11th. We head to the bottom of the 11th. Tied at 3.
Series alone. Guy that doesn't get cheated at the plate. Mike Sosa will go down in the bullpen with Bautista coming up after.
Last outing for Horatio 10 days ago. Went 1 inning against Oakland. As Eric Thames will lead things off. 2 for 5 is Eric Thames. Double and a home run. Horatio, the 5th reliever used by Mike Socha. Swinging first pitch, a bouncer over the mound. Ibar to his left, gets rid of it quickly, and there's out number 1.
Well, that had a weird hop.
Yeah.
Talked about how different the hops are on this field turf. Nice play here by Ibar when it's got over the head of Ramirez. Just kind of sped up and a little trickier hop. That great arm gets Thames at first.
So as we suspected, one batter and a pitching change. We're still in the 11th, still tied at 3. Crucial one, the leadoff man to start this 11th inning. Garrett making his 4th relief appearance. He's got a tough task. He's got to face Jose Bautista in a tie game here in extra frames.
Boy, and Bautista's had some really good swings this entire game. Generally, you think in terms of advantage for Richards. Bautista not familiar with him. Richards got that good fastball and rushed up there 94, 96. Good slider, too, when he stays on top of that pitch. But very important, the mindset for Richards here, staying on top of that slider and working off the outside corner.
5 plate appearances for Jose Bautista tonight. He's been on board all 5 times. 3 hits, 2 walks. First pitch swinging, fouls it straight back. Oh, 1 count. Bautista with a couple of singles, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Off the end of the bat, fouled back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Great spot and a good job by Mathis behind the plate, putting down the 1 sign for the fastball, but emphasizing he wants that fastball on the outside corner. Maybe even a baseball off the outside corner.
One ball, 2 strikes. Going back to the slider and the 1-2. Lays off. Mathis wants an appeal. McClellan doesn't bother. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Adam Lynn, the left-hand hitting first baseman, on deck. 2-2. Popped him up. Howie Kendrick with the call. 2 outs.
Again, mindset. Still some work to do to get through the inning. Good job of pitching to Bautista there by Richards. Again, Bautista doesn't have a lot of knowledge of what Richards is going to try to get him out with, and he was able to throw that 96-mile-an-hour fastball early in the count. This time he backed up the breaking pitch, but because those pitches were so effective on the outside corner, it froze him and kind of got that uppercut swing and jammed him.
Here's Adam Lynn with 2 outs and nobody on. Looks at a fastball for strike 1. Lynn 1 for 4, had a base hit in the 5th, drew a walk in the 9th. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Toronto with Sean Camp loosening in their bullpen. The Angels in the 12th have Kayaspo, Wells, and Borges due up. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Lynn. Mathis applies the tag. A 1-2, 3-11th. We head to the 12th. Still tied at 3. pitcher on for the Toronto Blue Jays, the veteran right-handed Sean Camp, pitching in his 64th game. And he will be taking on Alberto Callaspo, Vernon Wells, and Peter Borges.
Sean Camp is a guy with not an overpowering fastball, sinks it very well. 86 to 90, a slider, changeup. Likes to throw his changeup as an out pitch along with his slider.
Alberto Callaspo 1 for 4, had a home run in the second inning. It seems like that occurred yesterday. Takes the off-speed pitch for strike one. Sean Camp also pitched last night, 1/3 of an inning for him. One ball, one strike. Alberto rolls this one softly to the right side, and Lind throws out Camp for out number one. 12 in a row retired now by Blue Jays pitching.
Well, it's going to be difficult to get a hit when you're trying to pull a fastball or changeup away. That's the thing, you have to go with the pitch and hit the ball to left field if you're a left-handed batter.
Halos have not had a base runner since the 8th. There's Vernon Wells, 0 for 4. One pop-up, 2 groundouts, 1 strikeout. First pitch in for a strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Camp. Vernon a swing and a miss. 1-2. Camp, 35 years of age. Been with Toronto since 2007. The 1-2. Vernon fouls it back. Camp originally in the Padres system. 16th round pick by the Pods in '97. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Camp, a product of George Mason University. Did you know that?
Well, he's usually known for a pretty good basketball run through the NCAAs.
One of 4 alumni from George Mason to play big league baseball. One, 2. Dribbler foul. I'll give you $10,000 if you can name one. Catcher Chris Widger, pitcher Mike Draper, and outfielder Mike Colangelo.
Oh yeah, I would have got all 3. No problem. You didn't give me time.
Any of those guys in your book?
No.
That's awesome. You can remember everyone. I think.
I was never real happy when I gave them up, so I remembered them all.
Etched in your memory?
Oh yeah.
Good battle here between Camp and Wells. Still at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Borges on deck. One out here in the 12th. Bouncer right back to the mound. Drops.
Boy, in the last 5 outs have either been to the first baseman or the pitcher.
Yep, 3-1, 1-3, line out to 1, 3-1, 1-3.
Again, you want to be the guy that drives the ball out of the ballpark, but if they're going to stay away, it's difficult to do so. You just get a bunch of hits together. You can't turn on a pitch that's going to be off the outside corner, whether you're batting right-handed or left-handed.
Borges 1 for 4. A single back in the 7th. Count even now, 1 ball, 1 strike. Two balls and 1 strike. Borges picking up his 10th triple of the year last night. Looks at strike 2. Full count. Jeff Mathis on deck. In the bottom of the 12th, Toronto has Encarnacion, Johnson, and Rasmus due up. As that pitches outside, it's a 2-out walk. Snaps a string of 14 straight retired by Blue Jays pitching. Borges is on board. Mathis coming up for his first plate appearance. Defensive placement in the 10th. Jeff hitting 180. 3 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Now Molina and Camp going to talk things over with Borges standing at first base and his speed.
Yeah, Camp has an average move to first, but will use a slide step. Has allowed 8 stolen bases in 10 attempts. You have to take a shot here. There's no doubt.
Peter with a pretty good lead at first base. Mathis looks at strike 1.
Now 0-1. John Farrell may elect to put a pitch out on.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. No, if he doesn't go on this pitch, perhaps he's not going to be going. 1-1 popped up. First base side. Adam Lind is there. We head to the bottom of the 12, still tied at 3. But the Rays disposed of the perhaps still inebriated New York Yankees, and I say that jokingly, of course. Hope that wasn't the case, but not a lot of regulars played in that game as they clinched yesterday. But Tampa Bay now 2 back. They pick up a half game on the Red Sox, who are idle tonight. Boston starting a 3-game series against the Yankees tomorrow night. The Angels needing a victory to go and stay 2 back in the wild card.
That's why this game is so important, to be able to pull this one out somehow, because then you have to go by and catch 2 teams You win this game, you don't even worry about Tampa at this point. You think in terms of the Red Sox.
Edwin Encarnacion leading things off. Fouls went back. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Encarnacion has walked, grounded out, flied out, doubled, and reached on the fielder's choice. That's a 1 for 4 night. Richards got the last 2 outs of the 11th inning. Bautista and Lynn. There's a strike. And it's 1-2.
A nasty slider. Richards has that good one when he gets on top of that pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Kelly Johnson on deck. Colby Rasmus to follow him. Toronto tying things up in the 7th. A wild pitch by Bobby Cazavon scored Jose Bautista. Bouncer foul. Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two outside a full count. Longest extra inning game since the August 20th game against the Orioles. The Angels going 12 innings in that one. Picked up a 9-8 win. 3-2, and that is drilled down the left field line, and that one is gone. Blue Jays win it on a walk-off home run by the final of 4-3.
That was the one slider that Richards we talked about. When he gets on top of it, very effective. He gets underneath it, spins back. Bottom line is, you put a lot of pressure on a young pitcher there. The bullpen did a decent enough job, but you got to find a way to score some runs, and unable to do so. What a huge, huge defeat here. Encarnacion, a lot of power, turns on that breaking pitch and hits it out of the ballpark.
17th home run of the year for Edwin Encarnacion, a game winner. The Blue Jays go to 11-0 at home in extra innings. The Angels earn a split here in Toronto, but a big, big loss as they are now 3 back in the wild card. Stick around. Angels Live post-game edition is coming up next.